Hey there, everybody, PTPOP here, leading you out of the call center rabbit hole, one grain of truth at a time. Today, I'm going to disclose some very personal information about my affair in a call center. So many years ago, I took a job with a very small local phone provider called ICG, and it was in direct competition with the local incumbent phone provider called Ameritech. And back in the old days, there were phone companies, local phone companies, that provided dial tone to your house. They'd send you a phone. You'd have a phone with a push dial pad on it, or what is it even called now? I don't even know what it's called now. Push button? A push button phone. They had rotary phones and push button phones. You pick up the phone, there'd be dial tone. You start dialing numbers, you call your friends and relatives. So anyway, I worked for a company that was in direct competition with Ameritech. It was a small company called ICG, and they hired me as a customer service rep. And it was a small customer service department because they really didn't have any. They didn't have any customers yet. They only had a few customers, and it was going to be calls. I'd be getting calls from business. He was setting up dial tone and local service for business. The company was setting up dial tone and local phone service for local businesses in the Cleveland area. And we had a small 6-man call center. It was me and Sean and Deb and Colleen and Alexis. There's one other woman. I can't remember her name. Real nice people, awesome people. I stayed friends with Sean for years, though Sean has dropped off my radar. I don't know where he's gone to, but he got married and had a kid. And that changes everything, as we all know. At least I don't. I know marriage changes everything. I don't have kids. So we're in there, and we're not really getting any calls because there's no customers. So we just sit around and bullshit all day. We just sit in this area and bullshit all day. And one day I finally started getting calls, and I had to set up phone service for somebody, and we had to go through an Ameritech business office, not in Ohio, but they were in another state. They were a couple states over. Let's say it was Michigan, just to keep me safe in case this person is watching. So I would have to call her. She was my main point of contact at this business center in Michigan. And we started just bullshitting on the phone. And she was really sexy on the phone. Like, she had this really sexy voice. And she was, just, we hit it off. We were flirting really bad over the phone. And keep in mind, she's several hundred miles away. She was a good 400 or 500 miles from where I sat. So we're flirting back and forth. I'm placing my orders through her. And, we started talking. I say, hey, why don't we talk offline? She's like, that sounds great. You sound like a really cool guy. You're kind of sweet, and you're kind of hot. And she loved my phone voice. Everybody loves my voice. They fall in love with my voice, I guess. So we exchanged phone numbers. We started talking offline at home. I call her at home, and so we send each other photographs. This is before the internet. The internet was there, but most people didn't have it in their houses yet. I didn't have it. This is 1996, so I don't know if the internet really was around as it ended up being towards the end of the 90s. So 1996, I send her my photograph. She sends me her. She sends me this really great picture of her, and she's a customer service rep. She's an order taker in the business office for Ameritech. And she's very bold, and she's very funny, and she's outrageous, and we say all these wild, flirty, kinky things to each other over the phone, and we're both getting all hot and bothered. I'll leave out the details, but we're just like, we're totally into each other. We like each other's pictures. She likes me. I like her. And it's approaching Thanksgiving. Coming up on Thanksgiving. And we want to meet. She's like, yeah, I'll meet you. I'll drive to Ohio. I'll bring my dog. And let's say this woman's name was Sandy, and her dog's name was Jaco. I just pulled those out of my ass, but so she's like, sure, why don't I come visit you on Thanksgiving weekend or whatever it was. It was a weekend. It just happened it was a Thursday, but she stayed from Thursday through. I don't remember how long she stayed, but I'll get to that. So she shows up with her dog. What did I say, Jaco? And she pulls into my driveway, and her dog jumps out of the car and runs away. And I live in a condo at the time in the southwest side of Cleveland. Her dog sprints across the parking lot and into a field across from my condos. And she's standing there, and she stands, and the dog is a good 200-300 yards away by now, and it's I don't know, chasing gophers or something. I don't know what the hell this dog was doing. And I'm standing there. I walked outside to greet her. She gets out of the car, and this woman looked nothing at all like her photograph. This woman was wearing a red flannel shirt. Her hips were like this big around. She was a big girl. This girl looked like she could play linebacker for the Green Bay Packers. She was a big girl. She told me she was 5'11", but this girl, I'm 5'11". She was big. She was like, "Oh, get out of the car! Go get me, dog!" You know. The dog runs, and she stands in the middle of my driveway, in the front of all these condos, and she goes, "Jacob, Jacob, get your ass in here!" Oh, and I went, "Oh my God! Oh no!" I knew right away I was in trouble. And she kept screaming for this dog to come back. And this dog was tearing around the whole property. You know, could have gotten hit by a car. I'm just like, oh no. I said, "You're going to go get your dog?" And he goes, "Oh, don't worry. She'll come back, or he'll come back," whatever the hell the dog was. So this woman gets out of the car, and she doesn't look like she did in the photograph. She sent me a photograph, apparently, when she was skinnier and when she was younger. And she was a lot hotter looking. Being very sexist. Sorry about that, ladies, but that's the way it was. And that's the way I saw it at the time. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. She is a good 50 pounds heavier. And she was rough around the edges. This was not the woman I talked to on the phone. It was the same woman, but this woman that was in front of me in person was a broad. I don't know if you know what I mean by a broad, but you know. All she needed was a cigarette dangling from her lips and a beer in her hand. She'd be like, "Go give me my beer, bitch." That kind of woman. I went, oh no. Oh no. So she showed up. She showed up on Thanksgiving Day. And I was to go see my uncle a couple counties over. He had invited me over for Thanksgiving. And I was going to go there with my cousins. And I was going to go by myself. But I said, "Hey, I've got a girlfriend. I'm going to bring her over to the party." So, "Oh, sure, come on, bring her over. The more the merrier." I go, "Okay, well, we got to leave. We got to go to my uncle's house." And it was a good hour drive from where I was living. At least an hour, probably an hour. So she's like, "Okay, let me get my bags." And she runs inside, and she's like, "Where's your bedroom?" Like, so she runs up to her, and she throws her bag down, and I don't know what she did. It's been 30 years. This is 1996, so it's basically 30 years ago. And so we get in my car and we drive out there. And she's just nothing like the person I talked to on the phone. She was bossy and pushy and loud, just loud and obnoxious. Like, everything was like this. "Oh, Peter, so how are you doing? What are we going to do at your uncle's house? Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get home and walk Jaco again." And I'm like, oh, Jesus. And keep in mind, I've been talking to her on the phone for about, I don't know how long. I don't know when I got hired at this company. I'd barely been there like 6 months or something. I wasn't there very long because I went to another company right after it that was competing with it. And I'm like, what? Driving. This is an hour-long conversation. She dominated the whole conversation. And I'm just trying to figure out, what the hell am I going to do? I was not attracted to her. Her personality was grating. Her voice was grating. She was loud, boisterous, obnoxious. Just, I don't even know how many more descriptive words to use to describe how unfeeling she was to me. So we're driving, and I'm just like, inside, I'm dying. As we're going down the freeway, I'm broken out in a cold sweat. I realize very quickly I've made a huge mistake, and I'm about to introduce this woman to my uncle. And I'm horrified that I'm going to just be embarrassed to walk in the house with this woman. So we get to his house. He's got this beautiful brand new house he built, and all my cousins are there. So I walk into this house just cringing with this broad, and she's got big hips, and she's 5'11", and she looks like a linebacker, like play for the Green Bay Packers or something. He's like, hey, nice to meet you, Uncle Ray. She's just like, she walks into the middle of his house, and they've given her a glass of wine. God help me, please. They gave the woman wine. And she walks in, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but she's got the glass of wine in her hand, climbing my coffee, and she throws her head back and goes, God, nice place you got here. And Uncle Ray's like, oh, thanks. It's nice of you to notice, and so on and so forth. I was the only one cringing here. Everybody else just seemed to go with the flow with this woman. I was dying. I was literally dying inside because I knew this was not somebody I wanted anything to do with, but I was stuck with her for the weekend. Like from Thursday, she was supposed to leave like on Sunday. Like, oh, what do I do, God? So we go and we have dinner, this great dinner in his big dining room that he has with my cousins and their wives and my step aunt, and all the people in the world are in there. There's at least 20 people at this dinner table. And so dinner's over, and Uncle Ray and I think my cousin Dave are sitting at the end of the table just chatting. The rest of us are clearing the table. We're taking the dishes and the turkey and all the leftovers into the kitchen. And this woman, what did I say her name was? Sandy? I don't remember what I even said her name was now. I'm not using her real name. She walks in and she's taking plates off the table. Nice of her to do that. And my uncle goes, oh, you're still cleaning these off. It's taking a long time. She goes, well, if you'd get up off your ass and help us, maybe we could do it a lot quicker. And I went, oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I'm inside. I'm like this tall inside. I'm dying. Just dying. And surprisingly, my cousin and my uncle jumped up and helped clean off the table. They didn't say anything, and they just jumped up and cleaned off I don't know, maybe the two of them really like bossy women. I was dying. So we leave. Dinner's good. The whole thing. I'm embarrassed. No one knows I'm dying inside. But so we go home, and she announces to me that it's that time of the month. And she says that I'm really hot, and she gets randy, to be polite. She gets randy when she's approaching or in that time of the month.
Oh! Do I make you horny? Randy? Do I make you horny, baby? Yeah!
And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, I don't remember what I said, but I know I was just like, okay, well, I said, I'm not going to do that with you when that time of the month is around. When your little red friend has approached, I go bye-bye. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm Randy, and that's what we're going to do. And I'm like, what? She's like, no. She goes, I'm really into you. I want this now. And this woman told me that she gets so like freaking randy when she's on the rag that she can't contain herself. And in the meantime, we get home, and her dog Jaco is just it's a border collie, and it just follows us everywhere. It goes everywhere. It's like, and she runs outside and she's screaming at the dog again. It's running around my condo, the courtyard of my condo, and the whole complex. It's off chasing after rabbits and stuff. So she gets the dog back, and she's like, come on, let's go. We're going to do the magic nasty. And I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I think you're a nice person. I'm trying to be polite. I'm trapped in my own condo with this woman, this behemoth, this linebacker woman. That's, the next best thing to like Lou Ferrigno in drag. And I'm like, no, please go home. Please, can you go home early? I know I said that to her. She says, well, I just got here. I said, I'll stay the night. And she was really pissed at me, but she got up and she left the next day with her dog Jaco. And I'm telling you guys, this was horrifying to me. This was scary. And if the moral of the story is, man, don't have affairs at work. It was horrible. It was horrible. One of the worst experiences, or what you want to call it, dating when I was single. It was atrocious or horrifying. This woman was horrifying. I guess another moral of the story is people lie, especially in the world of dating. As we all know, especially nowadays on the internet, people post avatars of themselves or they make pictures of themselves in AI. You have no idea who you're really talking to online. You don't know if it's a man or a woman, a grown man or a grown woman, or if they're underage. You have no idea. It's a total shit show. I don't know what to think of this stuff. I mean, what do people think? You know, they send you a picture, then they drive hundreds of miles to see you, and they don't look anything at all like their picture. Do they really expect you to go, oh, well, that's okay. You're 100 pounds heavier and you look like a linebacker for the Detroit Lions? That's all right. I don't care. Hey, man. Oh, you want me to do the magic nasty while you're on the rag? Okay. Yeah, let's go, girl. Let's rock and roll. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. It's just, what was she thinking? And so she must be like everybody else. And keep in mind, this is 30 years ago, before the internet, before everybody had all these dating services online. Everybody lies. They lie about how heavy they are, or what color they are, or what religion they are, or what, you know, if they have any disfigurements. So let me know what you think out there. If you've ever done this and if you've had any bad experiences in the call center, like having an affair in a call center. Fortunately, she didn't work in my call center. She worked in another call center about 600 miles away. All right, guys. I'm going to hit the road. I'll see you down the road on another call center video. Hasta la vista, baby.
My heart is torn and tattered, my ego bruised. Then I think I understand you now. Yes, I understand you now.
I don't understand you, really. Leave you with a guitar solo by yours truly. Have a good day.
Would you like fries with that? Would you like fries with that?